Hello everyone, I am Vibhuti Parekh and thanks for watching Edupedia World videos. Today we are going to discuss regarding the introduction of international marketing. So, as per you, what is international marketing? As per me and the American Marketing Association, international marketing is the multinational process of planning and executing the conception, prices, promotion and distribution of ideal goods and services to create exchanges that satisfy the individual and organizational purposes. In very simple words, we can say that international marketing is an exchange of goods and services between different nations and the people of those nations. Now, what happens with people generally while they're talking about international marketing is that they confuse this term with global marketing, whereas in actual world, these two terms are having a completely different meaning. And international marketing means that the marketing decisions will be taken by individual countries as per their own taste and preferences. These decisions will be taken by the knowledgeable people of those target markets. For example, when Maggi launched itself in various countries, what it did was, in India, it came up with Maggi masala noodles, which had Indian spices in itself. Whereas when it went to Australia, the flavors that were introduced were beef and chicken, as that is the main and the staple diet of Australian people. Whereas as Americans do not prefer spices in their food, so Maggi came up with plain noodles. It didn't have any extra additives. When it comes to global marketing is a function that views the whole world as one, and it creates a marketing technique which requires only some modification in order to adjust itself in any of the regional marketplace. This function was being carried out by Complan. What Complan did in its marketing technique was that while developing a marketing technique, they developed a tagline which said that the children using our drink will become stronger, brighter and smarter. The same tagline was being used by Complan malt drink all over the world. The only difference that the marketing people did was that the advertisements were made in various different languages. No other changes were made in the marketing decision whatsoever. Now, we'll mention that the international marketing is carried out in various different levels. These levels are domestic marketing, export marketing, international marketing and global marketing. Now it will come to our mind that how are these levels different from one another. So in order to brighten you on these levels, we'll move further with them. What happens with domestic marketing is it has the least international commitment and focuses on the domestic market itself. They are unaware of their existence in the export market at all. Whereas if we move to the next level of export marketing, they have limited international commitment. They are not bound with any of the international customers. They do not involve in any direct exports and are mostly interested in only indirect exports. The orientation that these marketing people carry out is called ethnocentric marketing orientation. Ethnocentric marketing orientation is the orientation which says that our country is superior to any other country. This is what export marketing is about. The next level is of international marketing. Now, how is export marketing different as compared to international marketing? In international marketing, a substantial international commitment is there. The company has already invested some of its money in the international markets. They focus on individual countries and regions and are involved in direct exports also. The marketing orientation is polycentric or regiocentric in nature. That is, they give preference to various different markets and develop a marketing technique as per the region itself. The last one but not the least is global marketing. In global marketing, there is an extensive international commitment as the company is completely committed to the international market and its customers. It produces its products as per the international customers and not as per any particular region. The marketing technique or the marketing orientation that is taken by a global marketer is geocentric in nature. They develop only a single marketing technique and that technique is being carried out all around the world by having only some little modifications. The next one is we'll say that international marketing is carried out in various different stages similar to its levels. The first stage is no direct foreign marketing at all. The second one is infrequent foreign marketing. The next one is regular foreign marketing. Then it comes to international marketing, and at last is the global marketing. So these are the stages, these are the steps of international marketing. In the first step, the company is unknown of its existence at all in the international market. So we say that no direct foreign marketing is the stage. In this stage, the company gets to know that it has some existence in the international market. We'll take an example of the textile and handloom industry of India in this stage's involvement. What happened with Indian textile industry was that in its initial stage, it had no idea at all that the export market is ready to accept its products. Later, when some of the Indian textile products were accepted outside, the stage that came was an infrequent foreign marketing. Now, in infrequent foreign marketing, it generally happens that the foreign marketer considers outside or export markets or the markets of other countries as a dumping zone. Whatever surplus they are having in the country of the product that they are producing, they generally dump that production in other countries. The same thing happened with Indian textile industry. At this stage, they preferred to sell their product in their own country, and if anything extra was being made by their workers, that production was being sent to other countries. In this stage, they didn't even bother to take any extra pain in order to export their products. The simple process that was carried out by them was that they gave their production to some of the direct exporters who used to export different products, and they were the people who started exporting the textile products of India. After a certain time, the textile exporters of India got to know that they are having a regular demand in the foreign market. So the stage that came was regular foreign marketing. In this stage, these textile companies started to have a deep interest in the foreign market. So they decided to hire some of the experts of foreign marketing in their own head offices and develop their foreign markets. That is, the first market that was developed by India for the textile industry was America. In India, beautiful bags of handicrafts are made, and these bags are usually very much in demand in the countries like America, US, as there was a time when these countries were ruling India and have a very good knowledge about the Indian handicraft. So once when they got to know that this textile products are now available in our country, and there was someone in the host country to sell them, to promote these products got a regular demand in foreign markets. And as a result, the companies were earning more and more profits in the foreign markets. Now the textile companies decided to put their certain setups in the foreign market, as they were having the foreign market in the current scenario, but they wanted to expand their market. So the next stage of international marketing came. What happened in the stage of international marketing was that the industries, the companies of Indian textile that were already having the customers in order to export their products, or we can say in foreign countries, now wanted to make a setup in the foreign country. So they started doing the foreign direct investment in certain countries. Now what was the benefit of this foreign direct investment? The major benefit of this investment was that they were able to cater their older customers, that was their older foreign customers, and at the same time, because of their new setup in a new foreign country, they were able to cater certain new markets also. As a result, the expansion of the unit began, and they were able to cater more and more customers at the same time. The last but not the least came the stage of global marketing for the Indian textile. What happened at this stage was that the Indian textile industry was well aware of its existence and of its reach. in the global market. Thus, there are certain groups in India who combined themselves and are now promoting themselves as a single unit in the world's face. As a result, these industries, which are a small scale industry in India and are having a setup in some of the foreign countries, are now able to earn huge profits in face of export profits, which are named as international profits in India. And at the same time, the Indian economy is also growing. But one should see that this is not a very simple process. That is, when we are talking about international marketing, it is not that it is very simple as compared to domestic marketing. There are vital differences between them. Now, what are those vital differences? There are many uncontrollable factors in international marketing as compared to domestic marketing. In domestic marketing, it is just the local competition, whereas when we are moving to international marketing, we face international competitions. The level of uncontrollables becomes just double. In our domestic marketing, we do not face problems like taxation, culture, distribution, and geographical differences. Whereas if you're moving outside your own country boundaries, these are some of the differences that you'll face, that are cultural differences. Two cultures are similar. The geographical differences, we can take an example of India and China itself, where in India we have coastal regions, in China it is completely hilly. Whereas when we are going to Japan, then again comes the coastal region. So, last but not the least, I'll conclude by saying that the main difference between the domestic and international marketing is the activities takes place between more than one country, and they are more complicated in international marketing as compared to domestic marketing. We'll continue with the modes of international marketing in our next slides. Thank you for giving me your time and a good day to you ahead. Thank you.